and I want to ask everybody if they know what this means. I am looking for someone who understands the word cryptarithms or alphametic. Have you ever heard of the words cryptarithm or alphametic?
You know
And
the word?
I'm going to ask again Claire and Rafa and Hannah to unmute themselves. And I will start when everyone's unmuted. Okay, Dahlia, go for it.
No, I don't know what it means. I've just heard it before.
Oh, you've heard it before. That's fantastic. Anybody
I
else?
don't know. I don't know the word.
I'm going to mute Jesse right now because he's in a car. And not, I not mute Jesse. Yeah, Jesse, if there's going to be, oh, there we go. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Oh, hi, Hannah. How are you? So, Hannah, unmute yourself. And the question today is, what are cryptarithms or alphametic problems? And I'm going to now share my screen with you and teach you about these wonderful, wonderful words.
I want to learn this too.
So first of all, whenever I think of letters, I always think of numbers. It's one of the things I can't help. If I
Letters and numbers.
thinking of numbers. Now, I want you guys to look at the basic rules for alphametics. And the basic words for alphametics are that each letter represents
a number.
Oh, wait, I'm going to mute. Somebody's talking in the background. Each letter represents a different single digit from 0 to 9. So they can't be double digits. Each letter represents a single digit. If a letter is used more than once, like, do you guys see how B is used twice in this problem? Both of those digits must be the same. Both of those digits must be the same. It also must be a true math problem. And an alphametic or cryptarithm may have multiple solutions, although there are some really cool ones that only have one solution. So who can tell me what would be a value that A cannot be? Which digit can A not be here? Go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, sorry. I was stretching.
I cannot hear you, my friend.
I was stretching.
You were stretching. Okay. Claire, can you unmute yourself and keep yourself unmuted? I haven't mentioned that before, but it's really important. Now, Claire, what digit can A not be?
9.
All right. Tell me why A
Oh, 0.
cannot be 9.
Because if A and C equal B, then B, the largest number B could be is 9, so A can't be 9.
Well, if A were 9, then what could be, what if C were like, I don't know, 7?
Last 2.
Then Claire, wouldn't be 6?
Yeah.
But there's a problem with that, because now we have a carry, and if we have a carry in the tens column, and B is 6, then D would have to be what?
7.
And that's a violation, because 7 and 7 cannot be both C and D. How could we fix this? If I want my A to be 9,
Mhm.
could I give C a different value? Adalia, if you have an idea,
7.
or Luke, or Rafa, if you have an idea, why don't you share it? And Hannah?
Haven't tried this, but 4.
I love the fact that you tried something. That's what mathematicians do. So therefore, B would have to be what?
3.
And therefore, with your carry, what does D have to be?
4.
4.
So guess what, guys? I now agree that A cannot be 9 because whatever number you put for C is going to end up equaling D. So Claire, you totally nailed it. A cannot be 9. Now, who can tell me about the sum of A and C? Can A and C be numbers like 3 and 4? Or why can they not be? Rafa, why can A and C not be numbers like 3 and 4?
I don't know.
No. Okay, so if this is 7, Rafa, then B is 7 and D would also be 7.
Oh yeah.
And so why? Why can A and C not be numbers like 3 and 4?
Because D would be the same thing as B.
So as long as A plus C is, can anybody give me an algorithm? Go ahead, Hannah.
More than 10.
As long as A plus C is more than 10, we might have a solution. So they can't be numbers that only give us a single digit. So Hannah, what would you like to try? And look at Claire. She's working away. She's trying. Adalia's doing the same thing. Luke, I can't say the same because I don't see a pencil in your hand. So I need you to be trying 100 different combinations. Pick up that pencil. Come on, pick up that pencil. So go ahead, Hannah.
6 and 7. I haven't tried this or anything.
All right. So 6 plus 7 makes a value of what?
13.
B value can be 30, but B can be 3. So Hannah, what is the B value?
3.
And we have a carry, Hannah, and therefore, what is our D value?
4.
Guess what, guys? That's the first solution you guys came up with. Claire, what do you have? I know you've been working hard. Unmute yourself, please.
I haven't found one that works yet.
Okay, Jesse, what about you?
就说 I don't know.
Oh, and Jesse,
I did it.
a pencil and a pad, like a clipboard in your car.
Let's see.
Yeah, Jesse,
I don't really have one.
Jesse,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna,
have one. We have one.
I'm gonna mute you for a second. There's too much background noise. But Jesse, if you're gonna be in a car, which is totally fine, you gotta have something hard back so you can put a piece of paper and use a pencil. Math is not a mental exercise. Okay, Adalia, go for it. And with Jesse, when you're ready, you can unmute yourself.
8 and 4 for A and C worked for me.
But why don't you give me like 8 plus something? You want to say 8 plus 24 equals?
8 plus, actually, yeah.
I'm looking forward to your answer.
32.
And that is correct and no violations. Jesse, are you ready to give it a shot? Luke, what about you?
Would 6 and 8 for A and C, and then B is 4.
Wait. Can you, for instance,
Sorry,
6 plus 30
6.
equals 43. 8 plus 20
Yeah.
equals 32. Go.
6 plus 48.
Come on. Don't leave me hanging. 6 plus 8 equals.
Yeah, 6 plus 8 is 4.
No. Just give me the answer. 6 plus 48.
54.
There you go. And that is another beautiful, beautiful solution. Who has another? Rafa, are you working this? Go for it.
I found a solution. A could be 7.
No. You have to give it. Okay, let me repeat. 6 plus 37 equals 43. 8 plus 24 equals 32. 6 plus
I
4
did
equals
7.
54. Go.
7 plus 58 equals 65.
And that is another beautiful solution. Adalia.
7 plus 47 equals 54.
Can't be 7 plus 47 because A and C have to be different. Got it?
你跟他说，快点
I
啊！
think I have one.
Who is the I?
Jesse.
Go, Jesse.
Oh, sorry. The one I calculated is one of the ones that already showed up.
I don't care. Tell me what it is anyway.
show
The A is 7.
No. You have to say the entire problem like this. It'll just flow. Like for
Okay,
instance,
7
6
7 plus
7 equals 43.
36.
So do it again.
7 plus
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
7 plus 36.
你声音能大点吗？
You have to give me the sum,
Which equals 43.
and that is perfect. Adalia, go one more.
8 plus 13 is 21.
8 plus 13 equals 21, and I love it. Now, we're going to go to a new challenge now, and we're going to do it a little bit differently. I want everybody to try to tell me what values D cannot be. So I'm always thinking about what, like, remember how Claire told us in the last one? She said A can't be 9, and Hannah told us the sum of A and C had to be greater than 10. Those are the kinds of things I'm looking for. What digits can D definitely not be? There's one that's kind of obvious, and there's one that takes a little more work.
Oh, I got it.
Can you say who's your
And
name?
who's the I? Can you raise your hand?
Jesse.
Okay, Jesse, I am looking forward to what D cannot be.
I think it cannot be 0.
Oh, you are the man. Jesse, why can D not be 0?
Since this is an addition problem, the number plus 0 equals the same number, but it's different.
So whatever C is going to have to be equal to N, and that does not work. Jesse, that is a great start. Everybody, D cannot be 0. Now, I think there's one other digit that D cannot be, and I'm thinking Adalia's got it.
I've only tested this twice, so I'm not sure if it's right, but 9, but D cannot be 9.
Everybody write down 99 for D and D, and I want everybody to test around 99. everybody test around 99. I'm going to give an A, 2 and 2. I'm going to give B and C 3 and
How
4.
about that?
So this is my test. 4, 1, 3, 1, and 5. So that did not work. So far, Adalia, I agree with you. Everybody else, please test for 99. Uh-oh, that's not going to work.
行，
If that
现在跟老师，你得先走了，对，跟老师说。
Sorry, I have to
你
go.
别说，你说哎，who's this Jesse？
okay. Did
Sorry.
anybody do
I
it,
have
Rafa? Did you get it to
Jesse.
work?
你先说 excuse me, Mr. Chris。
Oh, go ahead, Jesse. You have a question?
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Kramer. I have to leave.
Oh, okay. And if you can come back, you've still got about 40 minutes, so you can come back on any platform. And this is being videoed, so you can see the rest of it because there's a lot of really cool stuff we're gonna do. Bye, Jesse. Take care. Rafa,
Bye.
go for it.
I think I figured out why it can't be 9.
Why can it not be 9?
Because C, because it's 9, every time, no matter what number it is for C, there's going to be, you have to carry over 1, and then B plus 9 plus 1 is just going to be 10 plus B, and then you carry over the 1, and then you get the same digit for B and U.
Yeah, and so guys, I figured out that A must be 1, 2, or 3 if this is 9. And I had the same analysis as Rafa. And let's just try one more. What if we say that this is I don't know, if that would be like a 6, then oh no, that would not work. Oh, guys, look, whatever
300.
B is must be the same as U. Whatever B is must be the same as U, and that is why 9 doesn't work. So we know that D can't be 0 or 9. Now, what can it be? I've come up with about 200 different solutions for this. Come on, who's got the first solution? Luke and Claire, unmute yourselves, please.
I have a little bit of background noise.
Okay, I'm willing to do that if you're willing to pick up your pencil. I just want to see
Okay.
engage, taking chances.
Okay.
found one.
5. Oh, cool. Cool. Let's hear your solution. So that's another one that I just found. Go ahead.
153 plus 144 equals 297.
Wow. That's really cool. So you know what's kind of interesting about this is one of the solutions that I came up with, C plus D, was greater than 10, but Adalia came up with one where C plus D was less than 10, and it still worked. Hannah?
I got the same one as Idalia, except for it was 123 plus 144, which equals 267.
Wow. So you got 123 and 144, which sums to 267. It's amazing. There are so many different iterations. Any more that anybody wants to share? Luke, have you solved any?
I'm just trying some out.
Good. Good. Now, guys, I'm going to give you guys another challenge here. You can continue working on that during the week. This is a one solution problem. This is a one solution. And I love this one. One solution problems are more difficult. This one happens to be a little easier because there aren't a lot of digits. So pick up that pencil. I want to see everybody's pencil working. And if you got it, try to
Should
figure
I
out.
send it in the chat?
Yeah, no, not yet, because the chat I haven't fixed. It always needs to be fixed to host only. Okay, good. Yes, you can send it in a chat now.
Could we use 0?
0 is a perfect thing to use, but you be careful where you use it to. Because if you use it to start a number, that's not going to work. 0 can't be at the beginning of a number, or at the end.
Okay.
Only certain letters in this problem can.
Okay.
That was a great question.
The chat.
Yes, let me. Adalia, very, very nice. So, Adalia, I want you to share with these guys what you got here, because I have something else I want to share with you now. Go for it.
I got 1 plus 99 equals 100.
Guys, look at this. I is 1, B is 9, L is 0. This is the only solution possible. Now, when you have one solution problems, I will tell you they are usually going to be all about 1s, 9s, and 0s. Because they're very, very unique. The 1s, the 9s, and the 0s. Okay, one of my favorite ones is this one here. Here she comes. Now, the reason why I like this is because I want everybody to go to page 7 right now, please. Raise your thumb if you're on page 7. I've got everybody except Rafa. I'm not sure if you're on. Okay, excellent. Now, I want you guys focused on the H, the C, and the O. And I'm pretty sure you can tell me which ones, what each of those 3 letters represents. And if you think you know it, start working on solving the rest of it.
Can't H not be 1 or 2?
Well, if H is 1, I would agree that that's going to be a problem. So I agree with you that H is definitely not 1, but you can figure out exactly what H is just by looking at the way this is structured. You can find C, O, and H. And I just saw a light bulb go off in Hannah's brain. Hannah, do you want to share what you came up with?
I'm not sure, but I think H has to be 9.
Anybody, you want to explain why, Hannah?
Because if E and S, they have to be less than 10, because it's 1 through 9. So then what they equal, the thing that goes over what you tack on has to be a 1. And since it goes, you have to tack on another number to get C. It has to be 9 to make it at least that much.
Yeah, guys, the only way that C can have a value other than 0 is for C to be what? Everybody say it on 3. 1, 2,
1.
3, go.
1.
1.
1.
E must equal 1. H must equal 9. And O must equal what?
0.
Yes. Who got that one?
Me, Rafa.
Wow. Very cool, guys. So now substitute those values. Put your carries up there. Remember, there's another H in this problem. So you can put that 9 there as well. And that is a great way to start the problem. And by the way, guys, this is also a one solution problem. And I think the best advice I can give you is to now start thinking about E. There are 4 E's in this problem, and they come in very, very handy. So I would try to find your E and then see if you can fill in the rest of it. And if anybody has any ideas they want to share, I'd love to hear it. So who thinks they have the letter E? Can anybody tell me what E cannot be? There's a pretty well, obviously E cannot be 1, 0, or 9. And another best practice, guys, is to write down the digits on the top of your page. So after you've used them, you can cross them out. It's a really helpful way. So we know that 0, 1, and 9 are the only ones that have been used so far. Well, I just found out that E can't be 5, because if E is 5, then S would have to be 0, which is already occupied by O.
I don't think E can be 2.
If E is 2, then S is 4, and E is 2. Now, Adalia, what would R have to be in order for E to be 2?
3.
3.
So far, so good. And what would M have to be?
7.
7.
But then nothing carries over.
But what's the problem with that?
Nothing carries over.
Nothing carries to what place value?
The thousands.
Yep, nothing carries to the thousands. So Adalia, I would agree with you. It can't equal 2. Now, query, can E equal 3? For the same reason, 6, 3, 3, R would have to be 4, carry, S would be 6. Uh-oh, what's the problem there, guys?
It's
You get a 0.
M would be 0, which is a violation. So what's the next number we should try?
4.
okay.
I'm going to try 4. And therefore, S is 8. What would R have to be, everybody? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
5.
5.
5. Carry the 1. And what would M have to be, everybody?
3.
Any violations?
No.
And we have a perfect solution. Here she comes, 10,348. Now, believe it or not, the next challenge is almost identical to this one in one respect. And I'd like you guys to go to page 8 to the challenge, Eat That Apple. So these cryptarithms, guys, look way easier than they are. They're really challenging. Who can tell me right off the bat what A and P and T have to be? So I'm going to call on Luke on this one. Luke, what does A, P, and T have to be?
I think A is definitely 1.
Excellent. P,
Is P 0?
P, and
T. T has to be 9.
does everybody agree with that?
Yep.
And look at that. That's exactly the same as C, O, and 8. 1, 0, and 9. Beautiful job. So get going, guys. Luke gave you a great jumping off point. I think this one may be a little bit easier because of all those reasons. So what I did is I copied these so I could work them.
Didn't fill in the P's, which we know.
Yes, the P's definitely have to be zeros.
I mean, not the P's, sorry, the A's.
Oh, the A's. So, oh, of course. Of course. That is exactly right. Adalia, thank you. So helpful. So A we know has to be 1. And therefore, come on, guys, you know what E has to be, right? So we know E has to be 8. We know that L has to be,
3.
and come on, what do we know that H has to be?
2.
Come on, the only way to make a 0 is to make a 10. And therefore 8 plus 2 equals 10. 1 plus 9 equals 10. And there is your solution. So this one was actually one of the easier ones we did once we got, and remember, Hannah came up with that on the last problem, same strategy. Now, let's see if I want to do that one. Okay, let's focus on send more money. I'm going to work this one on a separate piece of paper.
My sister and dad are both listening to different audiobooks in the background. Can you hear them?
I cannot.
Okay.
I cannot. But I do love audiobooks. I listen to them every day. So just to let you know, this particular cryptarhythm was invented in 1927. It's very famous. I guess just because it's funny, send more money is an interesting challenge. But you guys might want to focus on the letters M, O, M, and S. And Claire, I'm wondering if you could maybe tell us what those letters must be.
M must be 1. S must be 9. And O must be 0.
And can you tell me why?
Because M has to be 1. And in order for there to be a carry, S has to be 9, and so 0 and O has to be 0.
Very, very nice. Is there, can anybody tell me, is E plus O, what, or 0, what is the problem with this column right here? Hannah?
E and N can't be the same thing, but if there's another 1 from the other thing, then it would be 1 more, so they wouldn't have to be the same thing.
Got to be a carry in which place?
right above E.
There's got to be a carry in the hundreds place, guys. That's guaranteed. So we know that n plus r has to be a number in the teens. And therefore, who can tell me the relationship between E and N? E is how much more than N, or N is how much more than E? Who can tell me that one?
N is
Rafa.
1.
Go ahead, Rafa, go ahead.
E is N plus R.
That is true, but how much bigger is one of them of an E and N? Claire, were you gonna share that?
Yeah, N is 1 more than E.
Ah, so how can that help you solve this problem? And remember, Adalia, what's your thought?
It means there has to be a carry over n.
And there has to be a carry, and I agree, but can you tell me why?
Because if since n is 1 more than E, it should be n plus R. That means R should be 1, but since we already know M is 1, there needs to be a carry to make it.
Right, very good. Very good thinking. Very good thinking. So guys, what number are you gonna test? Because right now, I think I'm ready to start testing some numbers. And I don't know which letter you think is the most beneficial one to test. Adalia, which one?
I think probably D and E.
Yeah, I mean, I think that D is important, but E, there are 3 E's, guys. So what number might we test for E? Like, I'm thinking of maybe like 2. If E is 2, does that work? What must D be, guys? D
D
has to be what?
9.
Can't be 9, so S is already 9. The only way to make a carry is if D is
8.
D has to be 8. Very good. Very good. Now, therefore, N has to be 3. And therefore, what does R have to be, guys? 4 plus something equals 12. And Adalia?
What R has to be, but it can't work because then Y would be 0 and O is already 0.
You're right. And R would have to be 8. And that doesn't work either. So we've got a number of violations using 2 for E. Why don't we try another value for E, such as 3? Let's try 3 for E. Who can tell me what is possible here? Can D be 8?
Um,
Guys, why can D not be 8? Luke, why can D not be 8? Using E as 3, why can D not be 8?
D can't be 8 because, well,
Well, 8, because 8 plus 3 is,
it's 11.
and we can't use another 1. Why can't
Yeah.
1? Okay, can D be 7? Claire, can D be 7?
No, because then y would be 0.
And we can't have that either. And we need to carry, so guess what? 3 is also a failure. What number do you want to try next, guys?
5.
You want to try 4 next, and then 5?
I
Okay, what does D have to be here, guys? Can D be a number? Go ahead, say it out loud.
7 or higher.
It can't be 7 because that would be a 1.
It has to be 8.
8, and therefore y is 2, and therefore n would have to be 5, and if n is 5, 6 plus what gives us a 14?
Oh, 8.
And that is another violation. Now let's go with the 5 that Adalia wanted to use. And what could D be now, guys?
7.
If D is 7, then Y is?
2.
N is 6. And therefore?
Um, 8.
And guys, do we have a solution? Do we have
yeah.
a solution? Yes, we do.
Yes.
That was pretty crazy. I love it. I love it.
I have another solution I think is correct.
Oh, please.
It's with 9,678 plus 1,096, which equals 10,764.
Do you see your carry issue?
Dang it, my bad.
Wow. Dude, Luke, that was awesome. That was a great attempt. That was a great attempt. I thought that send more money was a one solution. And as you were going through it, I started to get really excited. Really excited. Now, guys, which of these would you like to try? The ones on page 6. Now, I will tell you my favorite one is 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 11. Why? Because it's not only is it true mathematically, but it's true in terms of the words and what they mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this bigger. And see what you might want to start with. Because what's really, really cool about this is we can use some of the same strategies that we did on some of the earlier ones. So, Adalia, do you see a strategy that might be helpful to us?
Would probably be a good idea at least to start with
You're going to have to speak up.
T-H-E-L-E.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to speak up.
I don't think I was close enough to my computer's microphone. T-H-T-H-E-L-E.
T-H-T-L-E. What are you referring to here? What letters do you want to give? What digits do you want to give one of these letters that you think is guaranteed? So Adalia, can you repeat what you said?
Probably should start with T-H-T-H-E-L-E.
T-H-T-H-T-L-E. T-H.
No, E-L-E.
E-L-E. E-L-E. Oh, I see. You're talking about that grouping. Okay, but does anybody know one letter that must absolutely be a particular digit and why? Go ahead, Claire.
I was thinking E had to be 1, but if H plus H equals 1, then that wouldn't work. Unless there was like a carry.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a carry. Guys, we know that E has to be 1. There's no way that 2 digits can add up to a number greater than 19 or even greater than 18. Okay, so we know that E must be 1. So let's just place a 1 in all of those positions. That's a lot of 1s, guys. And I think we've got them all. Now, what's the next letter that seems to work for us here? Yeah, Dahlia, what are your thoughts on this?
B-O.
Yes? Dahlia, I can't hear you, honey. You said the O, and then I stopped hearing you.
The 2 O's in between the E's and the N underneath them.
That's what? You have an idea of what they might be?
I'm testing it out right now.
Okay, good. Hannah, did you have something to add?
For the 2 H's, would they have to be 5?
Ooh, tell me why you think that the 2 H's have to be 5s, please.
Because since the 1 is carried over, the 2 H's have to equal 11. And it can't be half a number. So they must have a carryover from the one before that. And the only way for that to work is for the H's to be 5.
So let me try that out. We have 5 and 5. We know we have to have a carry, which would also give a carry to the T's. And there are no other H's. I really like the theory. I really like the theory of how that.
I just realized. Yeah. I realized that I was looking at the carryover on the far left and accidentally thought that was like right over the T. So I'm not sure it'll work now.
Oh, so you're not thinking that that's going to be the same right now?
I'm not sure, but when I looked at it, for some reason I thought it was over the T.
Okay, I have a challenge for you guys. The first person, well, I want anybody who solves this one, I want you to send me an email through your parents, and then I will send it to everybody else. All right, to the whole group, because I think this is the coolest problem. Now, invite your parents to do this with you. These are so much fun. I think they would really enjoy it. And unfortunately, we are out of time, but I can't wait to hear what you have to do. Now, I've given you about another 30 puzzles in your packet. So if you really like these, you can do a few of them a week. They're so much fun. And if you really love them, why don't you create your own? Because that would be the best. All right. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. And hopefully everybody enjoyed Cryptarithms. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.